Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're jumping into a really cool idea called SOAP, and it's trying to flip one of crypto's oldest, most stubborn problems completely on its head.
So, let me just throw this out there. What if crypto mining could actually create buying pressure instead of the usual selling pressure? Now, if you've been in crypto for a while, you know that for years, the opposite has been the reality. It's just a fact of life. And that's exactly why this new idea is so wild.
And to really get why that question is such a big deal, we've got to talk about a fundamental problem that's built into a lot of cryptocurrencies, especially the ones that use proof of work. It's something people call the miner's dilemma.
Okay, so proof of work mining, at its heart, is pretty simple, right? You've got miners all over the world with these powerful computers. Think of them as the security guards for the network. They're constantly working, verifying transactions, and just keeping everything safe. And for doing that super important job, they get paid in the network's own crypto.
But here's the catch. This is where the problem, the dilemma, really kicks in. See, a miner's goal is to stack as much crypto as possible, but they're also running a business, right? And that business has real-world costs. We're talking massive electricity bills, super expensive hardware to buy and maintain. So to cover all those costs, what do they have to do? They have to sell the crypto they earn, constantly. And all that selling creates this relentless, built-in sell pressure that's always pushing down on the token's price.
So you've basically got this constant economic headwind working against the token. But what if you could redesign the whole system? What if you could turn that headwind into a tailwind? Well, that's exactly what brings us to an innovative solution from Quai Network.
And it's called SOAP. That stands for Subsidized Open Market Acquisition Protocol. I know it's a mouthful, but the important part is right there in the name. The whole point is to transform mining rewards into token buybacks. It's about taking this external force and literally redirecting it to help the network. And you know what? The concept is actually pretty easy to wrap your head around. Think about it like this. Instead of just paying a miner with a token that they're just going to go and sell anyway, the system itself steps in. It takes that reward, sells it on the open market, and then uses that cash to buy its own token. It's like the protocol becomes its own biggest fan. All right, so how does this magic actually happen? Let's break down the mechanics step by step. Okay, so it all starts with this thing called merged mining. This means miners can secure the Quai network and another compatible blockchain, think something like Litecoin or Dogecoin, at the exact same time. Pretty efficient. But here's the genius twist. The rewards they earn from that other chain don't go to the miner. No, they're sent directly to the Quai protocol. The protocol then takes those rewards, automatically sells them for cash, and uses that money to buy Quai tokens right on the open market. And then, once it has that Quai, it does one of two things. It's either burned, meaning it's just zapped out of existence, permanently removed from the supply, or it's given out as rewards to people who are staking their Quai, the long-term supporters of the network. Now, to give you an idea of the kind of impact we're talking about here, get this. In one potential scenario, this whole mechanism could result in $20,000 worth of Quai being bought off the market every single day. That is a massive, constant stream of buy orders, just completely flipping that old model on its head. Okay, so this is a really clever idea, for sure. But what does it actually do for the network? What are the real benefits here? Let's get into it.
Well, the biggest one is what we can call inverted economics. It's exactly what it sounds like. It flips the entire script. The very same mining activity that for years has created sell pressure now creates constant buy pressure. The whole goal is to create a situation where there's more buying than selling on any given day, a net positive flow for the token.
Another huge benefit is sustainability, and this is a big one. Think about it. Staking rewards aren't being paid out by just printing more and more Quai, which would cause inflation and devalue everyone's tokens. Instead, the rewards are funded by this external source of revenue. Plus, when the protocol burns the Quai it buys, it's actually reducing the total supply. That's deflationary. And in crypto, less supply often means each remaining token could become more scarce and potentially more valuable.
And last but not least, we've got security. This is a biggie. Because this system works with other blockchains, it opens the door for all different kinds of mining hardware to pitch in and secure the network. We're talking the big, specialized machines called ASICs, but also the everyday GPUs that gamers use. This mix, this diversification, makes the whole network way more robust. It's much harder for any single group to try and dominate it.
Okay, so this is where things get really, really interesting. When you put all these pieces together, you start to see the potential for a powerful, self-reinforcing cycle, kind of like an economic flywheel.
The team behind this whole idea lays it out perfectly. It goes like this. You get more buy-in from other chains, right? That tends to help the price. A better price attracts more miners, which means, boom, the network gets more secure. A more secure network is more attractive to other chains, which brings in more rewards, and that just fuels the whole cycle all over again, with even more buying.
What you're looking at is the recipe for a virtuous circle. It's designed to be an economic engine where everything feeds into everything else. The health of the network, its security, and the token's economy all lift each other up. It's a classic flywheel where each turn makes the next one stronger and faster.
And all of this leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to chew on, doesn't it? We've just seen how one project is trying to take a huge, long-standing economic negative and turn it into a positive. So it makes you wonder, what other basic assumptions in crypto could be flipped on their head? This is the kind of outside-the-box thinking that could totally change how these networks are designed from the ground up. Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.